my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope all of you are well. I hope if you are confined to your house, you are finding creative ways to make the time go past. I know it's difficult. Taurus, this is going to be your weekly update. We are riding Friday through Tuesday, tomorrow the 27th through the upcoming Tuesday, March 31st. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of March. And we are getting ready to head into April. Someone asked me yesterday if I could see how long this was going to last with the coronavirus. The energy tells me right now we're probably going to ride through the end of April with things just as they are right now. There may be peaks where you may see an increase of more people being diagnosed, but we are probably going to roll with this right through the end of April. So it really won't be until May when you can see some relief. I think knowing you got that long helps you to just kind of figure out there is no reason to despair over any of this. As I've been saying through most of my videos the past couple of weeks, I think this is the universe's way of kind of telling us we need to slow down. We need to take a look at what we have around us. We need to be thankful. It's particularly a good time to look at our strengths and our weaknesses. You know, if we had to go like this for another year, could you do it? Yeah, that's some shit to think about. But not that it would happen, but if it does happen, are you ready? That's a bigger thing. If it does happen, are you ready? If you're wondering why I'm shuffling one stack twice, I've added these and these together. I did a private reading and I did this and I was like, oh damn. So it to me looks like it provides a broader base in what you're looking at versus me just taking both decks and, you know, shuffling each deck and pulling from whatever. You get a fuller story as to what's going on. So again, we're riding Friday through Tuesday, tomorrow the 27th through Tuesday the 31st. See what we got going on. Overall energy for the weekend, Taurus, the waiting game. Oh damn, you know, see that shit right there. Health, we're gonna use that. The healing card is what was underneath this. Healing. So I'm gonna just stick this over here because if it's out, it's out. And somebody's gonna need to hear whatever it is. So for tomorrow, Friday, the base chakra or the I have. For Saturday, spiritual union. For Sunday, memories of love. For Monday, triumphant success. And for Tuesday, completion. Where's my little deck? I got another little deck, but it's a little different than this one. What do we got under here? Yeah, some of y'all got that X shit going on, trying to climb back in your cup like they want something. Just saying. So the waiting game pulls the Six of Cups. Health pulls the Strength card. Ooh. Base chakra or the I have pulls the Six of Coin. Spiritual union pulls the Five of Wands. Memories of love pulls the Ace of Wands. Triumphant success. Ooh. Pulls the Four of Swords. And completion pulls the Judgment card. A reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. Where's my stone? Oh, here it is. I got new stones too. Yeah. I love the purple. At any rate, and this is purple jade, if I'm not mistaken. I had another purple one. I don't know where it disappeared to. But at any rate, so for Taurus, your overall energy, the waiting game with the Six of Cups sitting on top. There's more than one story here. But for a lot of you, the overall energy is that you're waiting. And many of you are waiting on an ex. You've had some kind of conversation with them about possibly getting back together, doing that kind of thing. Some of you are already in a relationship, but because of some of the stuff that's going on, you may be separated for a time. At any rate, it's the waiting game. So you're just waiting for whatever you're waiting on, but you're waiting. It's not a bad energy, but I know when you are forced to do something or you have to do something, it just makes it hard. You know, that if they didn't have all this stuff, I'd be trying to sit at home forever. But because I got to sit at home, it's like, oh Jesus, can I just poke my head out the door? So be patient. It's really, you really are gonna have to dig deep and pull on some of the creative things that you like to do, especially at home, and make the best of it. Sometimes you just gotta sit with yourself, and I know that's difficult for a lot of people, but again, I don't believe in coincidence or accidents, so this is not happening for no reason. I think a lot of us need to sit down and sit with ourselves and come back with a better perspective on where we're going, what we're trying to do, and the people we're trying to do it with. On the back end of your overall energy with the health and the strength card, that kind of speaks for itself. A lot of you are worried about your health. Some of you may be in the medical field. Some of you may be around people that have been sick or are sick. So you're worried about your health. The strength, it's not just about the physical strength or the mental strength even. It's about your spiritual strength. You know, and see, it's a level of faith for her to be sitting literally on top of the lion's head. That's a level of faith that he will not open his big mouth and yawn. Fuck the roar part, just yawn. So you've got this, Taurus. Again, I know we are the most patient, I think, of all the zodiac signs because we are so resistant to change, I think, in part. So we have this. It's just right now somebody has told us to do something that you, Taurus, does not like being told they have to do something. That usually don't go over too well with a Taurus. Now, if we want to do it, yeah, it's one thing. But you telling us we got to, it's a different thing. Take it in stride, Taurus. Ride through this energy gracefully, if you will. And don't get all stressed out. This is not, everything changes. So this is a temporary blip on the screen. I would be looking towards the future. What you're trying to do, what you want to do, what you can do in the future. And try to make some plans based off of the information that you have now. For tomorrow's energy that I have, the Six of Coins, this is where we are right now, really. I mean, just overall, as a universal community, sharing what we have. This has got family ping-ponging around in it. There may be family members that are being overlooked for some of you. For whatever reason, maybe miscommunication or just not being aware. But what you have, that base chakra shit, and we talking about base shit, somebody might need a ride to the doctor. Somebody might need a ride to the grocery store. Somebody might need you to go to the grocery store for them. I'm not seeing a whole lot of people, singular one. So it might just be one person. It might even be a neighbor that you're close to or a friend that you work with that you're close to. They need your help. And so this is about sharing resources with this deck. So in as much as you can do, don't be afraid to reach out. It feels like for many of you, because tomorrow is Friday, you may be doing some extra stuff for somebody else. Maybe going shopping for them, maybe go to the post office, mail their taxes, whatever, however that's resonating. But just be aware. There may be others out there that need help. They may not be being very vocal about it. So you may have to step up and just say, hey, do you need blah, blah, blah. At the end of this, it's all good. Whoever you end up helping, they will not forget. They will not forget. I'm going to say that again. They will not forget. So you will see this person. You may think, oh, I ain't going to do nothing for me. I'm just going to do it anyway. Then you will. You will see them again. It will come up again, and you will probably be surprised at what they do for you once they are back up on their feet. When we get to Saturn's energy, spiritual union with the Five of Wands, any of you that are in new relationships, anything less than 6 months, let's put that there. Get clear on your communication. As I say every time, I bought this. just for this, because it looked the same to me. So this is kind of, and this came up in something for everybody reading last night. And I think I did Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. But at the end of the day, it's about being clear in your communication with your other. And if you don't have an other, this is family. Your kids, your parents, auntie, uncle, whoever we're dealing with. But clearing up communication. Because now it's a lot of information about everything just floating around in the ethers. And everything is not, everything that you hear, everything that you see, everything that you read is not necessarily accurate. So in your own doings, be as clear as you possibly can be in communication. You may have to repeat something twice, maybe 10 times. For others, this is coming back reversed. For those of you that are into that, there may be an issue because somebody has misunderstood what you told them. Somebody may actually be waiting on you this weekend. You said, I thought you said you was going to come pick me up. And not knowing, this person may not know wherever they're trying to go, church, grocery store, whatever, it's not open. And you may be just figuring they knew it's not open, so you just didn't go get them. Anything that you committed to, anything that you promised to do for somebody, just kind of do a double check on that. And make sure everybody's on the same page. I'm pretty sure many of you are going to find, oh, I'd have been over there. I'd have wasted my gas riding all the way across town. Make those phone calls, send those text messages and emails just to be clear on everything that you need going on in relationships. Just take it slow. And like I said, if you got to say something more than once, it's okay. Don't get frustrated. Don't get upset. Just make sure everybody is on the same page with communication. We get to Sunday's energy with memories of love and the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of little feet on this one. Some of you may be, and I don't normally like to go down this road, but this is what's here. Some of you may be mourning a loved one that's gone. But think about how they inspired you. I don't know who I'm talking to on this, but think about how they inspired you. Sometimes we can get so caught up in the grief of something. And this is true for those of you that may be in situations that are ending, relationships that are ending. And this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Ooh. Might be friends that are moving away or that are just on a different path. Whatever it is, whatever that situation is, this right here is telling you to let whatever that situation is inspire you. If it's somebody that's transitioned on out of this life, don't just dwell on, oh my God, they died. Da, da, da. Yeah, grieve the way you need to, but also look for how they inspire you. So moving forward, you can use that as a touchstone to do other things. If it's people that are actually still living and they just aren't in your clique anymore, so you got that feeling for a lot of you that it's not necessarily anybody that's gone anywhere, they just aren't in that clique. They may have done something to inspire you. It won't hurt you to pick up the phone and say, hey, you know what you did was really awesome, and thank you for inspiring me to do whatever it is. However this is resonating with you, the issue here is either look for the inspiration, be grateful for the inspiration, or at least acknowledge it. At some point this may be important in the future, so you're trying to look for the silver lining in any of it and find that thing that they did or that they're doing that inspires you to be a better person, do a different thing, however that's resonating. We get to Monday's energy, triumph and success with the Four of Swords. Some of you literally may have to get up off your ass. Excuse me, you may literally have to get up off your ass so you can get this. Not necessarily about work, but there may be a power struggle going on. And with so many of you at home with everybody, you heard me, your husband's home, your mama's home, your kids is home, and you may feel like you just need to just go hide in order for there to be peace and any kind of triumphant success. And I know right now it's the little things that are successful. If you can get the kids to be quiet for 10 minutes, then damn it, that's a triumphant success. What you want me to tell you? Others of you, this is bringing back with resumes. If you got caught up in this and you're in the point where you are looking for another job, again, time to get up out your head and off your ass so you can get it. It's there. This is the omen of telling you whatever you are trying to do, whether it's big or small, whether it's at home or professional, even on a romantic tip, and there's all that pink right there, you can do this. You need to get out of your head. You need to get up off your ass and make it happen because it's there. If you don't, you'll just be here. I'm just saying. And it's just that kind of energy. And for many of you, any opportunities that are presenting themselves, especially professionally, you ain't got all damn day. So get up off your ass, get out of your head, and go and see whatever it is that you need to go and see. Make whatever phone calls, re-update your resume, and get it gone. Energy is just that quick, and you'll just still be sitting there. And then come next week, you be like, that energy right there. When we get to Tuesday's energy, Taurus, judgment, sitting on top of the completion, kind of redundant if you ask me. But this is about resolving issues. Some of you may be at that point, and this has got a lot of legs going a lot of different directions. This could be about you, your kids, their education, whether they're 2 or 22 in elementary school, nursery school, or college. For others of you, this might be about relationships, but there's a decision that you need to make, Taurus, and this is one of 2 major cards on the board, the other being the strength. You need to go ahead and make whatever decisions you need to make so you can be done with the whole thing. Again, kids and school is resonating really loudly. I think some of you may be thinking about pulling your kids out of school altogether. You may have bumped up on some alternative that might just be good for the long haul and not just for this little temporary shit going on. So that's a decision, and once you make it, that'll complete all of whatever, and you can move on. A lot of you want to keep your kids home, but you're tired of going through this every other year, every other month, every other 2 or 3 months, between a school shooting and some virus, you got to keep the kids home anyway. So a lot of you are thinking long term, and you don't want to go through this. You don't want to put your kids through this anymore. For others of you, making a decision about a relationship, and not necessarily to get in it or get out of it, but the status of said relationship. Some of you may have been at one point thinking, I'm going to have a long-term relationship. We're going to move in together and everything. And you may be rethinking that right this minute. You're going to make a decision coming up here in the next week or so about how you're going to view, that relationship. That will complete that cycle of you trying to make a decision. That's what the completion is singing back to me. Once you make that decision, that will be the end of it. It won't be any going back and changing. So think hard, especially about relationships. Think hard about what you're doing. For those of you that might be in situations where you think maybe just for the long term, it might be better not to live together in order to just keep the peace in a relationship. That's out there. Those of you thinking about keeping your kids home permanently and homeschooling or online or whatever the case may be, it's out there. And once you make that decision, that will complete that whole little thing. That's what kids are going to do from now till they graduate. You decide you don't want to live together, that's what it's going to be for the immediate long term. So think about it, whatever decision it is that you need to make about whatever situation. I pulled up the healing card that kind of fell out with the health card and the overall energy. A lot of these little situations may need healing, especially where you're dealing with family members. There may be just pockets of things going on that need to be healed. And healing really starts when you're dealing with another person with a conversation. Them double sixes up there. Ooh, you may need to just sit down and have some coffee. Sit down, eat some soup. Go sit on the front porch. However this is resonating. And just have that conversation so you can just heal whatever it is. Especially with this, maybe communication got in the way, got misconstrued. Messages didn't get relayed right, however that is. Healing. Just kind of keep that in the back of your head. Some things may need healing. And for as bad as many of you want to sharpen up your horns and run through the damn shop and knock some shit over, and tear some shit up. This just ain't the time, Taurus. I had somebody pull me up yesterday because I was getting ready to just go left to center on some folk. And they had to remind me, you know, is that necessary right now? You know, is it really necessary? And I was like, well, okay. So be mindful of that. If you don't have somebody to pull you up and tell you, you might need to just tone it down a notch or two. Let me just be the one. You might need to tone it down a notch or two. People are already amped up, anxious, just a level of uncertainty out here and fear because people really, really, really in their heart of hearts don't know what tomorrow holds. The fucking walk away card just fell on the floor. I'm gonna pick that up in just a hot second. So since this one fell out first, that's what we'll do with. Fuck it. Walk away. Some of you might need to, we get back into talking about personal relationships, romantic relationships. Some of you, the answer to the question is, fuck it, walk away. There's a situation you're dealing with may be too much for you right now. And I get tired of hearing people, you know, saying, oh, just take the challenge. Everything doesn't have to be about you accepting the challenge towards. Sometimes a bigger thing to do is just to do just this. Fuck it, walk away. No sense in getting into no argument with nobody about what you think or how you feel about a situation or how you think a certain situation should be. If you disagree and it's going to be some big mess behind it, fuck it, walk away. It's not that serious. Things are changing constantly. And as I saw a meme on Facebook recently, you know, there's going to be a whole lot of breakups and divorces here shortly. So, excuse me. Opportunity will rear its head again. I promise you it will. And I know that sounds heartless, but honestly, I have heard a few people say, you know, I didn't know my husband was like this. I ain't had to sit at a table with him in 20 years. And it's jarring because your whole daily routine is fucked up because you can't go to work or you're working from home. And now you're looking at the very person you haven't seen for 20 years every day. And they're not the same person you remember. I'm just saying, because you haven't been in this kind of set with them. Very different when you go on vacation with somebody, your husband, your partner, your spouse, and you go on for, you know, a couple, 3 days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, you know, and then you go back to your routine. But when you're in a situation where for the foreseeable future, you're going to be looking at this person every day, 24 hours a day, that can work your nerve. Let me tell you from experience, that can work your nerve. So, some of you, the judgment card, making a decision. This might be the decision to make. Those of you in newer relationships, you know, you're dealing with blended family issues, baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. Some of you, the issue might just, to solve it all, might be to just be like, fuck it, and walk away, and just leave it. Just leave it. Everything doesn't have to be a challenge, and if something is not working for you, or if you're not comfortable with something, there's no shame in that. Actually, there's much kudos in that because you're able to recognize what you're capable of dealing with. Oh, go hang with your friends. I don't know where that came from or why it's out here. If you and your friends ain't sick, okay? But there's something else to this. Probably somebody that needs to hear this. And in some instances, it may be okay to be hanging with friends that are close enough to be family. I'm going to put that there. But if you're sick, stay your butt home. Don't go nowhere. Hanging with friends as well doesn't necessarily mean you got to be in their physical presence. With all the technology, Facebook Messenger, Duo, whatever the iPhone got, FaceTime, whatever, you can do a hangout with 20 people on one call. So that might be the way to get around being physically with somebody and still a way to get away from what you're dealing with at home and hang out with your people for a minute. So think about it. I think Google has hangouts. Once again, I've done that in meetings. They get a bunch of people together and just hang out with them. That's not a bad idea. Physically, meeting people face to face are probably not so much, but hanging out in the virtual world, not a bad idea. Let's see what else we got, Taurus. This right here. Clarify your thoughts. Clarify your thoughts. Some of you in this, you know, you may be the one, Taurus, with the murky fucked up thinking. Clarify your thoughts before you speak, and probably now more than any other time. Clarify your thoughts. The feeling here is about slowing down when you speak and thinking about what you're saying. People are sensitive right now. Even the areas of the air signs who aren't always as emotional are kind of sensitive right now. So think about what you're saying. A good way to start is to clarify your thoughts. Clarify your thoughts. Clarify your intentions when you're getting into conversations with people. Even if it's just mentally, I intend to have a good conversation with this person, and setting that intention. Just do it, but make sure you clarify your thoughts first, and make sure you got the right information and not some bullshit to make whatever decision or make whatever comment you're going to make. Taurus, I love you. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay well, stay healthy. Remember social distancing, and I will see you soon. Bye, y'all.